Hi. So today we'll talk about more of error handling in BPMN process. So as we know, there are various ways to handle the error in BPMN process. So today I'll explain one of the ways. So this is my start, and this is my script task where purposefully I am trying to throwing an error. So if I copy this content and paste in Notepad, as you can see, I have written some dummy state words like exec and ly, and I have added a try catch. So whenever this script fail, it comes into a catch, and here I am creating a JSON object that is the error data, and where I am mentioning this is my activity ID, means this is my script task, and the second property I am messing it's a error dot message, that is the actual error message. And now I am throwing a error, that is a error boundary error message. So as you all know, BPMN error class expects two parameter. One parameter is the error boundary code name. Second parameter is nothing but the actual error message. That is a overloaded. So even you can have BPMN error with error boundary code. So two methods are available. So one is a BPMN error with error boundary code, and another one is a BPMN error with error boundary code, comma, error message. That is a string. As second parameter is type of string we need to pass. So that's why here I have an object. So I am converting into the string, and then I am attaching this data into a second parameter. JSON.stringify. So here, as per my requirement, I am creating a JSON object. So don't create a JSON object. Simply, you can create a simple where error data equal to this in invoice fail. So you can have your custom message, and in this way you can add error data in second parameter. Okay. Apart from that, so whenever I have written, I have thrown this error. So as you I'll show you this error boundary error message, even same name I have created here with this code name. So if you see error boundary error message, that same name error boundary error message. So what will happen whenever the error occur, it directly control come to here, and it start taking this flow, and whatever I want to do, like in this, I want to do some activity log in my database key, this process fail, or I want to notify through some email. So here I can do, and then I am simply ending the process. So in this way, the process will not move ahead. It will directly control come to here if any error occurred, and it will take this path and it will end the process. So what will happen if the success scenario? So if there is no error occurred, then control will come over here, and it will execute user task, and simply it will end the process. Only the control come here only if we are throwing an error, and this error somewhere it is catching over here. Okay, so now I'll show you how we can create this design simply. So this is my task. This is next my script task. This is next user task, and simply and how I will create this. So this is my subtask, and I need to change the type into an event sub process. After that event sub process, here I need to mark as my this is error start name, and then whatever operation I want to perform, I will perform and I'll end. But make sure whatever the here code name you will give, that same name you need to throw in your process. So here I am throwing in error, right? So same way, even if it's your API call, wherever you want to throw, so just simply write down throw new org bpmn error and that error boundary name. And directly, whenever you will throw here, directly it will come and catch in this. So this is the one way of handling an error. So if you see throughout your process, any error occurred, simply you want to do some operation and you want to end the process. So in this way you can do. So even you want to raise an incident manually, you can do whatever you want. So how this is like the generic error. Same way, assume that your this is your one of the API call, and the API call is returning status code 200. Then it's a positive scenario. Assume that the status code is returning like different series, like 400 series or 500 series. Generally 400 series is like a bad gateway, like some payload you are passing to that API and that API mismatch that payload. So generally the status code comes like 400 series. So you can write down here, you can segregate. So I'll show you. So you can segregate, you can give this error boundary name, error state, error boundary, error boundary code 400 series. So you can name the code in this fashion. Same way you can have this sub process in multi as per your requirement. Like so here again one more error boundary event. First you need to change a type, then only you will able to see start error event. And now this is a start event. So assume that this error boundary is just for handling a 400 series or 500 series, and so one way is like 400 series. So whenever the 400 API call status occurred, you want to do some operation, and here you want to call some different API based on the status code 500. So some 500 come, it means some your logic fail inside your API. So here you want to do some different thing, like you want to notify developer your logic fail, or so you can end the process. So in this way you can have a multiple sub intermediate event where you are here you are throwing and you are catching. So not only in this way you can throw in script tasks, you can throw in multi like in API call as well. So in API call as well. So no need to attach. If I give one example, here I am attaching an error boundary to each event. So when we have to attach error boundary in event, we have a different purpose. Like if this fail, I have to do some different thing. If this fail, I have to do different thing. If this fail, then I require three different error boundary. So if you see, I have added one by one. So no need to add it one on one on each task. If my main motive, given any error occurred, I want to do this and simply end the process. Then you can have only one generic error. Simply throw. So in this way you can throw. No need to attach like this error boundary, and that error boundary name will be same. No need to attach. This is not required even because you are manually throwing this error. So these errors boundary to this script task or this not required. When this is required, so this thing is required in this transaction boundary. Whenever you are using a transactions component, that time before canceling, you need to add a error boundary, so it will come and cancel the transactions. So in this way you need a different error boundary. If you don't want to do a compensation, simply you want to revert, you want to notify through pusher to UI, or you want to do some activity log, you can have a generic error. Okay, so another way, I'll want to explain one another way. So if you see, this is my process, the positive scenario, and any error occurred in this script task or service task, simply I am redirecting here and it will take this one, it will end the process. Again, it will not come here. So if my requirement is key, I want to notify to UI through pusher or activity log, but again, I want to continue the process. So if you want to continue the process, there is a way you can continue. So if you see, this is my start task, this is my sub task, and this is I have just added for just showing execution. So I have added a user task and end. So what I am doing here, I'm calling few more API, or I am doing some operation like through script task, and this script task again I am purposefully failing this script task. So if this script task fail, then what I am doing, error boundary error message. So same name I have attached here, error boundary error message. So this whenever this fail, this come here, and whenever it come here, it will execute this task like user task. In your case, you can add activity log in database ki this script fail, or you can mail, or you can do anything, like you can pusher through pusher, you can notify to UI ki this activity fail, and you simply end the process. Once this and again, so this error occurred, right? So once this and again, the control will come over here, and it will start whatever the activity assigned to next to this event, it then will start executing and it will end and then it will start again it will execute the user task and it will end the process. So it means I don't want to end the process. If this fail, I just want to insert one entry in database ki this thing fail, and again I want to proceed. So this activity will insert and again it will proceed from here onwards. So it will not stop. I hope it is clear. Yeah, thank you.